Hey, cat, I'll race you. Alright, Ezra. From here to that pile of mail. Okay. Sure. Affirmative, meow. Race ya! Oh, come stand here, this is the starting line. Okay. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Uh-huh. Ready? Get set. Go! Woo! Man, he's a fast little kid. Ta-da! Well done, well done. Easily beat me. So... are there any other things to talk about while people are lugging stuff to the 5 Dogwood Drive? A big tire? Where'd this come from? Clyde lay on his back on the runway, hands folded behind his head, halfway between dreams and the afternoon sun. He entertained the momentary delusion that he'd survived a plane crash and was vaguely unhappy when the dream faded. Coming into land, he slammed into a truck. The driver probably thought the runway was another road. The runway smelled like oil, years of leak-light aircraft taking off and landing. All the state said they wanted was to knock down some trees, many trees, and build a road tying the small town to the larger web of streets and highways that entombed the rest of the country. It would bring in new goods, new people, maybe even some cash from tourism. Many of the residents supported the idea. But Clyde and his inner circle of stunt pilots turned mail carriers knew that a road would be the end of their secluded paradise. What are you guys looking at? Choppy seas today, Captain. Aye, Captain. Let's reinforce the sails. Oh, is that all you got to say? Okay. There's the white cat again. Hello, white cat. What are you fixing up? No, miss, they don't scare me at all. If you met them, you'd feel the same way, I'm sure. I'm just curious, I guess. I know them pretty well by now, but I'd like to have known them better. There's one I think is called George. He left us some clues in books a while back. The oldest one is quite a mystery to us all, but very particular. George. I leave the radio on him for at night. He seems to be like the A.M. Cullen shows, but he's just out of tune. Sometimes Rita finds a book from the old library and we leave it out for him. I think he likes that. I've got to imagine he likes it anyway. Well, wouldn't you? I guess you must keep pretty busy. I've got to imagine. To tell you the truth, I feel a little bad he won't be here to care for them anymore. Isn't that something? I'm leaving at sunset. If you like, I'll help you find a bus back to Lithuania, you said? So you're playing some music in Nashville later? That's a good place for it, I guess. Lithuania. My uncle is very... dying. I should be there to see him through it. Oh, well, I think the uncle thing is important to mention. But with everyone gone, who will feed these ghosts? Yeah, you're making the right move. There's nothing here anymore for the living. Nothing indeed. That is a bit morbid, like just jacking a dead horse body. It is a horse, isn't it? Looks like a horse, at least. Does it work? I don't know. I think you wind up here. No, it doesn't work. I could probably fix it. Oh, you could definitely fix it, man. And then you'd have a new robot friend. And then I'd have a new robot friend. Okay, okay. So the plane... oh. Ah, June bug. Nice little set you've got. It ain't like it used to be around here, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what. It never is. Ha! You're right about that. Cass always used to say. Sure, everything changes, especially here. Tell me about Cass. You miss her, huh? Oh, what can I tell you? She loved her nephew and nieces, the brothers who started our little community of pilots. She was a smart lady. No, she was a wise lady. Knowing her, I came to see the difference. She had a sense of things to come. I don't know if it was clairvoyance or just good eyes. We relied on her cards for every major decision. That sounds terrible. There was one thing Cass always insisted about this place, no roads leading in or out. Hell, we can always fly. To tell you the truth, I've long suspected the reason Cass never wanted any roads here was just to keep the horses safe. And now they're dead. Because of the storm. Oh, slow-mo crow's gone. What's this? Meow. Oh man, it's totally broken. Waterlogged tapes. They might still play, who knows. But all the VCRs are shot. Sad meow. I don't even know where to put all this. I hate to call it trash. I wonder if that garbage truck still works. Maybe, maybe. Until finally it just gave way. But you did good work. It's not your fault. They didn't let you finish, that's all. If they let you finish, oh, forget about it. This place would be as dry as a bone. You always did good work. It's a memorial. I guess it is. Ghosts? Ghosts? Hello, ghosts? Rita tore up weeds. Elmo stood next to her with a bucket. She passed him uprooted weeds and he stuffed them in the bucket. They worked this way for a few hours. Dark clouds drifted slowly closer but wouldn't arrive until evening. Elmo left to get some tea. Rita pulled up an apple from her bag and laid her head back on the overturned dirt. She looked at the sky. For a moment she looked directly at the sun. Then she closed her eyes and let the afterimage fade. Elmo came back with a plastic jug of sweet tea. They sat and drank for a while, then got back to work. The garden was coming along as well as they could hope, given months of neglect. When the plant shut down, the company abruptly pulled out of the area and took a large part of the town's population with it. This included the Carver family, who tended this garden, the largest and most productive in town, for years. Rita and Elmo worked until it started to rain. The rain washed their sweat into the dirt. Ooh, Ezra and Junebug. Some of these are really old. Maybe we should open them. Meow. Scolding meow. Ah, he says not to open other people's mail, kid. I know what he said. But if they're not even here to open it themselves, I won't tell a soul. As long as it doesn't say final notice on it, yeah? Yeah, I'd be worried about that too. Well, it isn't just the rodents. The floors are mostly rotted, I think. You'd fall right through. I'm surprised they're still standing after last night. All the buildings? No, most of them have good bones. It's just that these ones the power company built that are rotten. Oh, okay. Yeah, the power company moved in a while back and set it up like their own little town. For the workers. But they didn't build them too good, huh? It's garbage. They couldn't be bothered. I lived in that one over there, in fact, when I first came here to work at the power plant. Oh, yeah? I won't set foot in there now, though. Huh. What's Shannon got to say? Meow. Oh, hi, kitty. Chatty meow. Yes, it is a beautiful day. I guess the weather was pretty bad last night, though. Confident. You're a chatty one, aren't you? Must be a Bengal. Fanciful. Sure, whatever you say. Alright, well, take it easy. Wonder if we can go back in here again, maybe? I don't know. Nope, doesn't seem like it. Well, probably don't need to go in there anyway. Let's see. Oh, they moved the horses. Heavier than they look. Sure, everyone's get heavier after they've passed. It's only natural. The spirit has no weight. In fact, it lifts us up a little. Oh, it's you again. Yeah, well, feel free to pitch in. I'm sure this would go a lot quicker with the two of us on it. Argumentative. Busy, huh? What, left the sun being unslept in? Suit yourself. I'll be here. Yeah, I guess you will. I guess you will. So, nothing to do in the barn. Just a way of playing around. Tea. Time of day has changed, I must say. There's really never been a road to this place. Why not? So how did you all get food out here? Gentle cooing by the crow. Gentle cooing. That's what I figured. How'd they manage that? An indignant caw. A few chitters. Makes sense to me. A detailed series of chitters. An undulating coo. I guess we could, but it sounds like a lot of work. Yeah, okay, will you stick around to help? A confident car. You're right. I think about it. I guess we better get started. Let's get started. Let's get started. So those guys that were chilling on the benches are gone now. Wanda is no longer sleeping. Junebug and Clyde have stopped talking to each other. Was it always this misty before? Strange. No? Okay. Alright, well, we will carry on then. Looking around. Maybe there's something near... Oh, they're still at the mail. How about Greg Rabbit? Greg the Rabbit? No, like, Rabbit is his last name. Well, there's no Greg or Rabbit here. Not anymore, at least. Great. Ezra opens the envelope. It's our privilege. It is our privilege to inform you that your application has been accepted. Your studies can begin as soon as you arrive. Good job. Yeah, good job, Greg. I hope he got the message eventually. I wonder what he studied. Artichokes. What? Oh no, architecture. He studied architecture. He's an architect. Ooh. What can we look down the well? Oh, we're looking at the church. The chapel. She watched him. He walked deliberately, his eyes closed. He was already remembering the path. This was the path the seer had found in her scrying game, a series of private dice rolls and inscrutable diagrams. At the end of the route, she'd seen a safe, quiet place. Caverns of leathery black birds, a lake of eyelash fish, a towering flame. Now the diver walked the mounds, memorizing the route. He was almost ready. Meow. Meow. No? Okay. Can't tell whether the sun fading in and out is supposed to represent passage of time or not. Oh, there are a lot of crows and parrots up there. Look at this place, the library. Oh, what a mess. Do you know how long you have to be asleep before you can start dreaming? A couple of hours. Sometimes I think I'm dreaming even when I'm awake. Entirely possible. Even if you never go to sleep, you'll start dreaming on your feet. Maybe we should test that in a lab someday. The people who built this library were always experimenting. They took nothing for granted, even sleep. We used to pull some pretty long hours at the TV station, really pushing our limits. Sometimes it bled into the work. Nah, library. They called themselves the people of nothing, fearless experimenters. They were a scientific community. Everything is an experiment. For me, every day is very different. Do I live experimentally? Whenever I make a decision, I never know what's going to happen next. Is that an experiment? Sure. Experimenting is abandoning expectation. I guess you could also call that playing, right? No. Yeah, this is a special place. I feel a little guilty. You'd fit right in here. Sure, it's a mess right now, but there's some residual energy from those fearless experimenters that I don't think will ever dissipate. Is there a time period this game takes place? It's not clear. There aren't any references to it really, but there are... Like, there is a game called the Xanadu Computer that has like a text adventure thing for it. So you could in theory say this takes place in the modern day, but it's heavily inspired by old technology from like the 80s and 90s. But again, I don't know enough about that to say properly. So yeah, not really clear what kind of time period. I could stay here. Junebug and Johnny walk up. Oh, hi. Hey, aren't you... what's good, little dude? We were talking about the library. We were talking about experiments. We were talking about the people who built this. Experiments. Ezra, is this your family? Oh, are you in the band? Friends of yours. Yep, we traveled together. We hung out last night, but I guess I have to go back now. Yeah, we traveled together. Ron dug a grave. So he's digging for the horses, I guess. Hey, this book's in pretty good shape. And ever since then, I've just been treating it like a little cafe for the town. But before that, it was the company store. Oh yeah? You like to cook? Everyone pitches in? Yeah, it's a community thing, but I make the waffles. People have to look out for each other here. It's always been that way. I once led a demonstration march right down this main strip here, back in the bad old days. Back before the power company pulled out, I was in fear of my life half the time. Of course, we had no formal union. They watched everyone, and they had the cops on their side. I won't lie, it was harrowing, but I'm proud to say I marched in full view of God and the company and everyone on that day. We had 1,000 strategies to hide our numbers. We rotated leadership on the hour. We had so many secret passwords I never knew if I was speaking in code or shooting the breeze. In the end, we extracted a few minor concessions and the company pulled out of town before any real bloodshed could get underway. Mostly. Yeah. Okay, let's click on your name. And we will do something like, what options do I have? What options? Haha! Here we go. There we go. Thank you. Alright, well, I know I'm not sticking around. You think you'll do anything with this place? We ought to just set this place on fire. Think you'll do anything with this place? Hey, people got to eat, right? Well, some people. Everyone's got to eat. That's the whole point, you know? Okay, ooh, what is that on the table? That sounds something like a cat would probably steal. 3A, lay paper flat. 3B, bring bottom left corner up to top right corner. 3C, crease with firm, steady pressure along diagonal fold. Nikki applied only gentle pressure. Looser flowers felt more alive. She rolled her wrists. It was the 6th hour of her assigned company store shift, and she'd made dozens of flowers. Ron had bought a bouquet and cleaned out their stock that afternoon. 11. Repeat steps 4A to 7 for each petal, taking care not to rip the filaments from step 9. She put Ron's bouquet down in the sales ledger as romantic bouquet, but really he was just buying in bulk at a small discount. Since the company started allowing resident workers to donate paper flowers to Aunt Connie for civic enthusiasm points, exchangeable for 6 days, they had become a kind of shadow currency for local trade. Wow. Shadow currency. Ooh. A commotion outside caught Nikki's attention. Men yelling, blows landing. She put down her work and stepped out just in time to see the crowd disperse. More of the bad old days, I think. Alright, so... Hey, this book's in pretty good shape. The City of Ladies. Interesting. Meow. I'm curious. No, I've never heard it either. Inquisitive. Good question. Let's take a look. Here we go. Minerva, Circe, Sappho, and some ladies from the Bible. No, nosy meow. I think they all get together and build a city. Sounds nice. I guess a bus ticket, eh? So the horses... No, they're not gone. Oh, he's doing the grave right there. I see. This weather makes you kind of wish it never stopped raining. 6 feet? That's the standard. Standard for people anyway, but... Don't know what the protocol is for horses. 6 feet's the rule for a person. Let's say the average person is 5'9". Maybe we should stick to the traditional depth out of respect. The neighbors were about 15 hands, so that's pretty close. Now, what I can't figure is, for purposes of burials, do you measure from the front legs or the back? Well, at least I'm putting the math in. If this was still company property, they'd be off to a landfill. Cold sons of bitches. Must have been 4 hours dragging them out of the water. I got their measurements down now, carved into my muscles. Permanent. If those greedy sons of bitches had finished that drainage ditch when they were supposed to, they built so much here, they ought to be here still, cleaning up. I ought to hike through the woods and give them a piece of my mind. Well, I should put some of that bile into digging these holes. Give them a piece of your mind. Junebug and Johnny. I really like this knife. It has an aura. Know what I mean? An aura. Yeah, like it wasn't exactly used to cut apples. It's meant for greater things. Yes, ma'am. Oh, that's all they got to say? Okay. Hey, Clyde. You got the thing up and running? No? There's music coming from somewhere. What are these people doing? Yeah, of course. Cat jumps in a box. Clyde and Cass sat cross-legged in the shade of a light aircraft, Cass shuffling cards and Clyde absently flipping through a stack of unopened letters. Demand for aerial stunts having faded almost completely, and many of their company having died or aged out of the profession, Clyde and Cass found for their remaining pilots a steady flow of contract work delivering mail to remote rural areas, but this place was abandoned. Cass's cards predicted they'd be here for quite a while. Quite a while indeed. Okay, so... Oh, Shannon's back here now. I gotta say, I do like the... What the hell? Have they given those horses googly eyes? Huh. I was gonna say, I quite like the effect of this being all on a rotating 3D plane. So clearly, characters can be moved out of frame. So, before Junebug and Johnny were stood here, but now it's Shannon. Meow. Oh, I don't know, just a bunch of old stuff. It's hard to imagine someone ordering this. Like, these things specifically. Why these things? This folding rocking chair, it's nice, but it's so peculiar. Someone really wanted this chair. Now we're setting it all up trying to reverse engineer this person we never met. I kind of feel like we are that person. We're making that person right now together. Reassuring meow. Yeah, thanks, that helps. So the plane's up and running. Let's go and see the googly-eyed horses, though. Whoa! Did they disappear? Oh, it's there. Okay, well. Hand me that rag, would you? The one with the embroidered bird on it. This one? Does it have a bird on it? I think so. Don't you know what a bird looks like? Yeah, but it's pretty small. I thought it'd be with some letters. I guess that could be a bird on there. Well, it's a rag, ain't it? As long as it's a rag, I guess it'll work for mopping sweat. What is going on inside that barn? Yeah, it's a rag for sure. What is going on inside that barn? Weird. It's a really cool concept. I'm definitely struggling to get a sense of time passing. Yeah, like the sun fading in and out doesn't really seem to be a good indicator of it. But as you scroll across the screen, clearly things are changing around. Like, Shannon, Junebug, and Johnny have now moved up here to where the graves are. Oh, damn, there he goes. Can we go in after him? In the bushes? Yeah. After the raccoon? Yeah. No. But it's probably full of thorns. Yeah, but raccoon. It's not happening. Okay, okay. Oh, don't pout. Tell you what. If that raccoon comes back into town, we'll leave some food out for him. Yes, ma'am. See what Shannon and Ezra can say. Hey! Hey, don't run in the graveyard! Why not? It's... People are trying to rest. The cat's running around as well. Agreed! Go on, Ezra. I know you're a child. Okay, you done? You done? Cool, alright. Yeah, there's been some cool concepts in this with, like, the way we first traveled onto the Kentucky Route Zero itself. So we started off with normal roads, right? Oh wow, and Ezra just teleported. Nice. But we also had the circular Kentucky Route Zero, so you just move back and forth on the same plane. It just goes to the way you need to go, which is a really cool concept. You can miss interactions then, or does time only pass after you do the interaction? I'm pretty sure you can miss interactions. Like, they have put a lot of dialogue into this game and a lot of interacting conversations. Like, this option here, when I say one of these things, Emily will never say the thing that links to the first one. So beautiful creatures on So Thoughtful, so I'll never hear what the second part of this was. And then again, if I decide to go with Junebug, it would lead on from what Junebug says, and I'll never get the second part of what Emily says. So Emily pulls a videotape out of the rubble, or a piece of slate with a partial circuit diagram. Broken projector? Videotape. Home movies? The label's all muddy. Looks like... Oh, it's cave art. Cool. Who knows if it'll play, though? Oh, this is Rita's tape. I should get this to her. Maybe she can clean it up. Pulls a piece of slate adorned with a partial circuit diagram out of the rubble. There are a couple of situations where you can see all of the different options in the conversation. For this one, it seems like you're doing it, but it doesn't happen a lot of the time. Hey, I got one of those, This is part of James' schematic for the sand image processor. Damn, this was valuable information. Very little I can salvage here. Wouldn't mean anything anyway. It's kind of a package deal. I think the ceremony's around dusk. Ceremony? No, I can't salvage that. You need the tapes, and the station, and the people. If one part's missing, the whole thing falls apart. Yeah, I've been there. Time to find a new package, honey. No. The whole thing falls apart. Alright, let's try and talk to Clyde. Where are you flying to? Flying? I'm just checking to see if everything's working okay. You could fly us somewhere if you wanted to, though, right? Of course. So why don't you? Here we go. Keep your distance now. Oh, he's actually gonna fly? Keep distance? Yep. Go on, Clyde. You can do it. It's a very short runway, mine, but... I want to see if he actually does lift off into the air. It's just a very slow car at that point. Nah, I didn't think so. Alright. So... Whoa. Oh, it's not even letting me put the dragonfly pointer near the plane. Okay, fair enough. Wander into the tape recorder. Part 4, subsection G, notes on inhabitants. Or Part 5, addendum, notes on soil. Inhabitants. Most have relocated already prior to the transitional event. Small group, mixed duration of residence. Resident or visitor? Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces, right? I can spot you easy now. Haha. I'm making a survey of the site for potential reclamation. We've had our eyes set on the site for years. Potential reclamation. Initial results are promising. I think this may be the moment we finally reclaim this ghost town. Oh, well, don't just set up shop just yet, huh?